How do, ladies, gentlemen, and others? It's me, Royston Shaw Marjorie, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're doing some more Taylor Swift. Now, I have already done Tortured Poets, I have already done Folklore, but thanks to some claiming issues on YouTube, both of those albums are actually quite a long time ago that I listened to them. Even though Folklore, the video is only just coming out the day that I record this. Hopefully, this video won't have similar issues and it'll come out relatively soon after I record it, but it also may not. So if you want to make sure that you get all the videos as soon as they're ready, you can go to Ko-fi. You also get early access to everything, and you can also do commissions over there. If you want to contractually oblige me to have to listen to something, you can do so over on the Ko-fi. I also make merch, t-shirts, other things. They're on a T-mail store, you can go to that too. And also I'm doing a t-shirt in support of trans people in the UK via a charity called Transactual. I was hoping to do that as like a limited run, but things just keep getting worse, so they're staying up. Please consider buying one of those and supporting UK trans people. If you don't know why, just Google it. You'll find no shortage of reasons. Fuck JK Rowling. Right. I'm excited for this. Looking at these critic and user scores, you can't see my cursor, now you can. Looking at these critic and user scores, and as well as these individual track scores, this looks like it's another good album. I really enjoyed Folklore. I enjoyed Tortured Poets too, just I did feel there were a few tracks on there that could have been cut. But yeah, Evermore following so closely after Folklore, like a few months, it's the same year, which in any year other than 2020 might raise alarm bells. You know, it's like, is this just like a bunch of B-sides? But no, 2020, she couldn't tour. She couldn't even really like do a press tour, really. It would have all been on Zoom. It would have been an afternoon. So yeah, let's just write some more. And looking at the ratings, it definitely doesn't appear to be any kind of drop off in quality from Folklore. In fact, is it higher rated than Folklore? Let's compare. No, slightly lower on both counts, but as near enough makes no difference. So Evermore, we're going to go through. If this is the first video man you've ever watched, I go through, I also stumble over my words a lot, but another thing I do is I go through each track and rate them all out of 100 individually, and then at the end we'll review and rate the album as a complete work. I don't go through and mathematically give an average of the individual track scores, because sometimes the overall album score can be higher than that if it works well cohesively. Sometimes it can be lower than that if the overall experience didn't match up to what the individual tracks necessarily did. Alright, the first track's called Willow. I've got the lyrics up here. I've put a different background on so that you're not just staring at a grey screen like I am. Yeah, track 1, Willow. And again, 2 videos in a row, I don't have the tracks up. I prepared everything else, prepped all my intro and everything, but haven't loaded the album ready to actually play. What a knob. Right, Willow, here we go. Do everything apart from the very most basic thing. How typical of me.
I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night. Rough on the surface, but you cut through like a knife.
Okay, first thing, the first line is about a ship, and the guitar melody does feel like it has a sway to it. Immediate points with me. And then tying it back to the current with the ship.
Life was a willow and it bent right to your wind.
Okay. I hope this, I'm not going to read ahead, but I hope the second chorus has more, like double the length of this.
As if you were a mythical thing, like you were a trophy or a champion ring. If there was one prize I'd cheat to win.
And it does. This album's an hour long. I already know I haven't brought enough drink. I'll have to go for a drink in the middle of this thing. So this guitar line is reminding me a lot of William Fitzsimmons. It's the way it's clearly like hand plucked. And the vocal melody that follows it is really nicely done. Ooh, strings.
I come back stronger than a 90s trend. Wait for the signal and I'll meet you after dark. Show me the places where the others gave you scars. Now this is an open shut case. I guess I should have known from the look on your face.
The lyricism is really good.
You say, the less I know.
That's a really long chorus.
I'm begging for you to take my hand, wreck my plans. That's my man. You know that my train could take you home. Anywhere else is hollow.
Really long chorus. Wow. Shit just kept going. Ooh. Yeah, bring the key down. Need to be ready on the pause. That was a great opener. I'm just trying to piece together, just trying to decide just how passive aggressive this is, because it could go either way. I don't know if this is a. Let's read. I don't know if it's a sincere declaration of affection, and then the wreck my plans, that's my man is a bit tongue in cheek, or if it's a veiled insult, because every bait and switch was a work of art implies the latter, but the feel of the song and what I took from the verses didn't. I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night. Don't try and sing it in the cage, just read the words. I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night, rough on the surface, but you cut through like a knife. Okay, so she was in turmoil when they met, but he cut through it, or she had a lot going on. And if it was an open shut case, I never would have known that from the look on your face. So it's not as simple as love at first sight. Lost in your current like a priceless wine. Not sure quite what that means. Well, I know what lost in your current means, and I know what priceless wine means, but I don't know how priceless wine would get lost in the current. I guess if you poured it into a river, it'd quickly like become overwhelmed, and you wouldn't be able to see it, I suppose. So he had a lot more going on than she did, and so her problems kind of got swept into his and lost, and she just became enveloped in his stuff. That makes sense. So I guess it is a veiled insult. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to piece that together. If that was boring, I'm sorry. I just wanted to figure that out. It doesn't change my opinion of the song. My opinion of the song is based on how it sounded and how I felt listening to it. I feel like I need to make a t-shirt out of this, because I say this shit every video. Say the line, Royston. Your opening track should set the tone for the album, get the listener engaged, give them an idea of what they're going to get. And I feel like that did that really well. If the rest of the songs sound like this, I mean, the opening track shouldn't be the best track on the album. It should be an introduction. The best tracks on the album, if we're being a bit cynical, you probably want to put some of the best ones here. And then I'm looking at the camera like you can still see me. I'll be back in a minute. You want to put some of the best ones here, and you want to put some of the best ones like down here, and you want to close with a good one. And I can see that she closes with the Bon Iver feature. Good choice. That was the best song on the last album. Exile. I favorited that. I've been listening to it most days since. Yeah. Willow, though, really good opener. The consensus is 88. Wow. I didn't think it was that good. Sorry, Swifties. It's a damn good opener. But 88. Whew. 88. Like, I'm going to give it 8. I've shown my face before writing the number 80. I've given it 80. I guess with what I'm being compared to here, I should probably just explain how I do the numbers. So I've never given 100 to anything. The highest score I've ever given a song was a 98, Bloodsport by Sleep Token. Absolutely soul-crushingly sad. The highest score I've ever given to an album is a 94, both to Bon Iver albums, 2 different Bon Iver albums. I don't know if I'll ever give 100 to anything, and it's rare that I give out 90s. So like anything that's 90 or above is one of the best songs I've heard in my life. Anything that's 80 or above is excellent. Anything that's 70 or above is very good. 60 or above is well above average, but not quite in the realms of very good. 50 plus is average, and then below 50 we're getting into some dog shit. But yeah, 80. Thought that was excellent. I don't think it's worth more than that though, because it is just it was a nice song that I expect will lead into better ones. Let's find out. The next song's called Champagne Problems, which is a term that I adore. I think it's a fantastic term for what it means. I think the first time I heard it was on the TV show Modern Family. And for anyone who doesn't know what it means, it just means it's a problem that isn't really a problem. Like, oh, I've got too much money to fit in my wallet. Like, that's not really a problem. It's a champagne problem. Let's listen to Taylor's interpretation of that phrase. I imagine it'll mean one thing for the first 2/3 of the song, and then it'll flip and mean something else at the end. I've listened to enough of her songs now to know how she writes.
You booked the night train for a reason, so you could sit there in this hurt.
Okay, wallowing in self-pity.
Bustling crowds are silent sleepers. You're not sure which is worse.
Might have been better off with the distraction.
Because I dropped your hand while dancing, left you out there standing, crestfallen on the land in champagne problems. Your mom's ring in your pocket, my picture in your wallet. Your heart was glass, I dropped it. Champagne problems.
I wouldn't call that a champagne problem. Getting rejected after proposing, or before proposing, maybe. That's not a champagne problem.
You told your family for a reason. You couldn't keep it in. Your sister
I guess it's referring to that then.
on the bottle. Now no one's celebrating.
Okay.
Tom Perry
So it's a
on
pun.
you brought it. No crowd of friends applauded. Your hometown skeptics called it champagne problems. You had a speech, you're speechless. Love slipped beyond your reaches, and I couldn't give a reason. Champagne problems.
That's pretty. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call these champagne problems. I think getting rejected is
You might have stepped on the
devastating.
Chevy door, November flush and your flannel cure. This dorm was once a madhouse. I made a joke, well it's made for me. How evergreen our group of friends. Don't think we'll say that word again, and soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through. One for the money, two for the show. I never was ready, so I watch you go. Sometimes you just don't know the answer till someone's on their knees and asks you. She would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's fucked in the head, they said. But you'll find the real thing instead. She'll patch up your tapestry that I shred and hold your hand while dancing. Never leave you standing, crestfallen on the landing.
The final chorus does flip the first two, as I knew it would,
Your mom's ring
but
in your pocket,
not quite in the way I
my
expected.
picture in your wallet. You won't remember all my shame.
no, he will. He will. Doesn't matter how many years passed.
You won't remember
We remember
all my
everything.
champagne problems.
I'm not sure where I land on that song. I think lyrically I liked it more than the last one, but musically, it was it was a nice little piano ballad. I think instead I'm gonna put this not 810. I don't think the website will let me do that. I think I'm gonna put that 80 and I'm gonna move this up to 82 because I don't want to give that below an 80 because it was excellent, but it wasn't as good as Willow. So I'll. There's a word that's not. Compromise. There it is. Gold Rush, just play it. My brain's fine. I'm not tired. This was a single. Or was it? Oh no, the last one was a single. You can tell because it's a different colour. Yeah, something different here.
Everybody wants you. Everybody wonders what it would be like to love you. Walk past, quick brush. I don't like slow motion, double vision in rose blush. I don't like the falling hills, like flying till the bone crush. Everybody wants you, but I don't like a gold rush. Let me still be alive.
I agree with that sentiment.
Like dominoes.
Don't blame me against someone else. Oh, you can't decide between us. Oh, well, I'll decide for you then. Bye.
At dinner parties, I call you out on your contrarian shit. And the coastal town we round around had never seen a love as pure as it. And then it fades into the gray of my day-old tea, 'cause it could never be.
Don't drink day-old tea.
I don't like a gold rush, gold rush. I don't like anticipating my face in a red flush. I don't like that anyone without to feel your touch. Everybody wants you. Everybody wonders what it would be like to love you. Walk past, quick brush. I don't like slow motion.
Unless we get more specific later in the song, I prefer this kind of writing where this could be about anyone. Because obviously, I've never proposed to someone and been rejected, or been proposed to and rejected it. But I have been in these situations.
With your hair falling into place like dominoes. My mind turns your life into folklore. I can't dare to dream about you anymore. At dinner parties, won't call you out on your contrarian shit. In the coastal town we never found, we'll never see. Love as pure as it, 'cause it fades into the gray of my day-old tea. 'Cause it will never be.
Yeah. Oh, we're nearly over. Barely 3 minutes this song. That's short for Taylor. I dare say, let's have a look. Oh no, this is 88 as well. I thought that would be lower than the others because I think people like, based on my comments so far on these videos, people like the longer, more personal story time peek into a journal songs, whereas that was more general. But I like that more. I think that's probably. I'm going to put the same as Willow. I'm not showing you. Yeah, there you go. Look, there you can see him. But I'm saying it out loud. I'm going to say it was Willow 82. So far, 82, 80, 82. Solid start to an album. But the little red flag in my head is that those 3 tracks on the general consensus are 3 of the highest. And it does dip a little. It doesn't dip much, but it does dip a little. I'll shut up. It does dip a little. Right. 'Tis the damn season. If this is a Christmas hate song, I'm about it. Let's go. This haven't come out in December, so it could be.
If I wanted to know who you were hanging with while I was gone, I would have asked you. It's the kind of cold fogs up windshield glass, but I felt it when I passed you. There's an ache in you, but there by the ache in me. But if it's all the same to you, it's the same to me. So we could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season right this time. I'm staying at my parents' house, and the road not taking looks real good now. And it always leads to you in my hometown. I parked my car
That's a
right
really good
between
line.
the Methodist and the school that used to be ours. The holidays linger like bad perfume. You can run but only so far. I escaped it too. Remember how you watched me leave. But if it's okay with you, it's okay with me. We could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season right this time.
This is the plot to every Christmas TV movie ever. Big city girl comes back to her hometown for Christmas. Guilty pleasure. Actually, no, not guilty. I don't feel guilty for anything I like. But I enjoy those films around Christmas. Completely predictable, but just nice.
Just for old time's sake, I won't ask you to wait if you don't ask me to stay. So I'll go back to LA and the so-called friends who write books about me if I ever make it, and wonder about the only soul who can tell which smiles I'm faking. And the heart I know I'm breaking is my own. To leave the warmest bed I've ever known. We could call it even. Even though I'm leaving, and I'll be yours for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season. We could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season right this time. I'm staying at my parents' house, and the road not taking looks real good now. Time flies, messy as the mud on your truck tires. Now I'm missing your smile. Hear me out. We could just ride around, and the road not taking looks real good now. And it always leads to you in my hometown.
A similar line to this, though, would be the grass looks
It
green.
always leads to you in my hometown.
It might be amazing and wonderful for a weekend, but try it for 6 months and see. There's a reason you laughed. That song was great. That's the best song so far. Both lyrically, well, maybe not musically actually. I still think Willow was probably the best music. I hope it doesn't remain so. But I really enjoyed Willow musically. It just didn't do as much lyrically. But that's another story song, and it's a better story song. I kind of want to move them all around a little bit. I'm going to go 84 for that. I'm going to change Gold Rush to 81. I'm going to change Champagne Promise to 78. And I'm going to leave Willow 82. Just rejigging. Because, you know, people question... I'll show you. People question when I rejig things midway through the album. But the thing is, the tracks... If I was doing if I was really milking this shit for views and I was doing 15 videos, one for each track, then it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't even look at this page, because what would be the point? But we'll listen to the album as a whole. And the tracks that surround each track do impact how you feel about that track. I've said it on other videos. I don't think I've said it on any of the Taylor videos. I may have. I can't remember. But I definitely said it recently on a video on a band called Sleep Theory, where for the first 2 or 3 tracks I was loving it. Then track 4 onwards I was getting a bit and then by the end I was pretty bored. But the thing is, right, the quality of the tracks didn't dip. The quality of the tracks stayed the same throughout the album. It's just they were too samey. And, you know, by track 11, I've heard this 10 times. And that does hurt it. And so I will chop and change because, you know, if there's another song that is very much like 'Tis the Damn Season later in the album, but it's not quite as good, it'll be hurt by that comparison. And that's just kind of the way it is. Like when you listen to an album, a collection of, it isn't just a random collection of songs, or it shouldn't be, I don't think. It should work together and it should, you know, operate as a whole. That's what I'm looking for. And I will not tolerate it if you disagree. I will, really. I don't mind if you disagree. It was a lead in. Right. You got that. I didn't need to explain that, did I? Lo-fi piano. Okay. Not what I expected to hear.
I sit and watch you reading with your head low. I wake and watch you breathing with your eyes closed.
Immediate well done not rhyming Headler with Halo. I feel like so many songs rhyme stuff with Halo and it's so annoying. So played out.
You're so much older and wiser and I wait by the door like I'm just a kid.
I was just wondering, does she mean older and wiser than you were before, older and wiser than me? But then the very next line she said that, so.
And watch you tolerate it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. I know my love should be celebrated.
Oh, I don't like this.
But you tolerate it.
Meaning-wise, lyrically, not the song.
Battle heroes, welcome. I take your indiscretions all in good fun.
I've been in one-sided love
I
before.
sit and listen. I polish plates until they gleam and glisten. You're so much older and wiser and I wait by the door like I'm just a kid. Use my best colors for your portrait. Lay the table with the fancy shit and watch you tolerate it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong.
Sorry, is there a drum beat coming in so low? Or did my headphones just make a noise?
While you were out building other worlds, where was I? Where's that man who threw blankets over my barbed wire?
Building
I
other
made
worlds.
you my temple, my mirror, my sky. Now I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life. Drawing hearts in the byline. Always taking up too much space or time. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do if I break free and leave us in ruins? Took this dagger in me and removed it. Gain the weight of you, then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. I know my love should celebrate it, but you tolerate it.
That's such a weird choice.
I sit and watch you.
We're just fading out. Nothing else happening. I have negative reactions to that for 2 reasons. And I'll spell them out. In fact, I don't tell myself yet. I'm not writing the number yet. Reason one is that it talks about something that's a bit real for me, which actually I guess is a good thing, but it's not. It wasn't something I really wanted to revisit. But that's not the song's fault, so I should maybe take that out. But then this is my subjective reaction, and it's part of it. But the other thing was the choice to bring like a drum beat in midway through, but put it so far back in the mix that it's barely audible, to the point where I wasn't even sure if it was there or if it was my headphones. That was a weird choice. And then it never really came that far forward. By the end, it was a bit more prominent, but still not much. And it was just distracting, if anything. Like, in fact, I kind of the chorus flipped to something else, and I wasn't really paying attention because I was like, "What is that drum beat coming through?" Yeah, weird choice, which just didn't quite work for me. If you feel the opposite, that's fine. This track is one of the highest rated. Actually, is a 90 in the consensus, but I'm going the lowest so far, but still not that low. 76. Still liked it, but yeah, personal issue with the lyrics. And that the beat thing, it was odd. I didn't really know what to think of that. Nobody No Crime, featuring Haim. Let's go. I was about to say I doubt this is about actually murdering people, but then it begins with a siren, so maybe it is. In fact, on the last album there was a song with a feature that was about murder, wasn't there? It was Florence and the Machine.
SD's a friend of mine. We meet up every Tuesday night for dinner and a glass of wine.
Is that actually her name? I've never heard that name before.
Her husband's acting different and it smells like infidelity. She says that ain't my Merlot on his mouth.
I was just reminded of the song Let Me Smell Your Dick. If you haven't heard that, it's insane.
She says, I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't
smell his dick.
I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime.
Not murder, man. Just cheating. Country. But a twang on it.
SD wasn't there Tuesday night at Olive Garden, at her job or anywhere. He reports his missing wife, and I noticed when I passed his house, his truck has got some brand new tires, and his mistress moved in. Sleeps in SD's bed and
maybe it is murder.
No, there ain't no doubt. Somebody's gotta catch him out. 'Cause I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime. But I ain't letting up until the day I die. I think he did it. He did it. Good thing my daddy made me get a boating license when I was 15. And I've cleaned enough houses to know how to cover up a scene.
So Danny doesn't have an actual part then, just does backing vocals?
She was with
Odd
me.
choice.
She was with me, dude.
Good thing his mistress took out a big life insurance policy. They think she did it, but they just can't prove it. They think she did it, but they just can't prove it.
Fair.
She thinks I did it, but she just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime. I wasn't letting up until the day. No, nobody, no crime. I wasn't letting up until the day. No, nobody, no crime. I wasn't letting up until the day he died.
I really like these little adventures into murder that they have, and I liked the little country sound to it. I'm going to leave it playing to go on to the next one, Happiness, because I don't have anything too new to say. Other than that, I wish that Danny got more. Like, give Danny a verse. Let Danny play Esty. Although I guess Esty's murder before the song begins. Let Esty play the mistress.
Honey, when I'm above the trees, I see this for what it is. But now I'm right down in it. All the years I've given is just shit we're dividing up. Showed you all of my hiding spots. I was dancing when the music stopped, and in the disbelief I can't face
Don't mind me. 1 minute.
reinvention. I haven't met the new me yet.
84, okay.
There'll be happiness
I'll show you what I'm looking
after
at.
you, but there was happiness because of you. Both of these
Apart from the
things
high
can
ones then,
be
so far so
true. There
similar.
is happiness
Just wanted to see.
past the blood and bruise.
Like I said, it's been a while for me. Let's go back actually,
Beyond the terror.
because I did stop paying
Honey,
attention there.
when I'm above the trees, I see this for what it is. But now I'm right down in it. All the years I've given is just shit we're dividing up. Showed you all of my hiding spots. I was dancing when the music stopped, and in the disbelief I can't face reinvention. I haven't met the new me yet. There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you. Both of these things can be true. There is happiness.
Good sentiment, I like that.
Past the blood and bruise.
Less so now she said that.
Cries, beyond the terror in the nightfall. Haunted by the look in my eyes that would have loved you for a lifetime. Leave it all behind, and there is happiness. Tell me, when did your winning smile begin to look like a smirk? When did all our lessons start to look like weapons pointed at my deepest hurt? I hope she'll be a beautiful
Where's this
fool
synth going?
who takes my spot next to you. No, I didn't mean that. Sorry, I can't see facts through all of my fury. You haven't
She meant
met the
that.
new me yet. There'll be happiness after me, but there was happiness because of me. Both of
Why is that
these
so loud in my left
things
ear?
I believe there is happiness in our history.
Is it guitar?
Across a great
So loud where
divide, there is a glorious sunrise, dappled with the flickers of light from the dress I wore at midnight. Leave it all behind, and there is happiness. I can stayed for 7 years in heaven.
7 years, that's a long
And I
time.
pulled your body into mine every goddamn night. Now I get fake niceties. No one teaches you what to do. When a good man hurts you, and you know you hurt him too. Honey, when I'm above the trees, I see it for what it is. But now my eyes leak acid rain on the pillow where you used to lay your head. After giving you the best I had, tell me what to give after that. All you want from me now is the green light of forgiveness. You haven't met the new me yet, and I think she'll give you that. There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you too. Both of these things can be true. There is happiness in our history. Across a great divide, there is a glorious sunrise, dappled with the flickers of light from the dress I wore at midnight. Leave it all behind. Oh, leave it all behind. Leave it all behind, and there is happiness.
Okay. I was going to say, this is weird for Jack Antonoff. It sounds different. And it's because it's a different human. Completely different human producing it. That's why it sounds so different. Let's just double check. Was that other one, that whether I didn't really enjoy the production, the same dude? Yes. That explains it. Similar to what I said about Tolerate It, there were some noises going on in my ears, and maybe if you listen to this out loud on speakers, it wouldn't be so bad. But it's like, these are pretty good headphones. They're not like expensive ones or anything, but they're good quality. And there's plucked guitar notes that are like right in my left ear, and it was so distracting. Like I was having to like look back and read the lyrics that had just been sung because I wasn't really listening to Taylor anymore because it's just like right there. I'm on a different page now. It's like right in my ear, and then it did the thing with the too gentle beat in the back that took too long coming forwards again, and it really hurt it. And like I enjoy the theme of. Can I go back? Yeah, I enjoy the theme of the song, especially. Where are we? There'll be happiness after me because there was happiness because of me. Both these things I believe. Well, they said it differently the first time, didn't it? Yeah, both of these things can be true. I liked it, but it's just the production was so distracting. And I'm kind of hoping that Aaron doesn't have too much more of this album because it doesn't sound good to my ears. I'm going 74. It's still a fine song. It's still a good song. It's just there's just distracting elements. In fact, I need to go a little lower. Sorry, it was too distracting that time. 72. And it really took away from the song. And I'm hoping that in a minute when I click on Dorothea, it says Jack Antonoff again. I know Jack gets a lot of shit from Taylor fans, but his production's better than that. Much, much better than that. Night and day compared to that. All right, Dorothea. It's guitar and piano alone. I'm happy.
Hey Dorothea,
It is Aaron though.
and think about me when we were younger down in the park, honey, making a lark of the misery. You got shiny friends since you left town. A tiny screen's the only place I see you now, and I got nothing but well wishes for ya.
Okay, there's actual drums in the foreground, so we should be okay.
too late to come back to my side. The stars in your eyes shined brighter in Tupelo. And if you're ever tired of being known for who you know, you know.
The place?
You always know me, Dorothea. Off your mom and her pageant schemes. And damn, Dorothea, they all wanna be ya, but are you still the same soul met under the bleachers? Well, ooh, I guess I'll never know. Ooh, and you'll go on with the show.
So see her on a smaller screen doesn't mean we video call, it means she looks at her Insta.
And if you're ever tired of being known for who you know, you know, you'll always know me, Dorothea.
I'm not too sure if I like the message of this song. I guess it's fine just making it a choice. She isn't saying you're too good for that life, come and join me. She's saying if you want to leave that life, you can come and join me. So I guess that's fine. Nothing wrong with selling makeup for magazines to get by though, that's fine. Musically, way better. Really nice. What did I end up giving Champagne Problems? 78. We'll go with that again. 78. And I'm going to leave it to play on into Coney Island, which features The National, which is something or someone or someone's that I don't know. So let's see what they're like. Hopefully they're doing more than just backing vocals, and we'll get to hear them.
Break my soul in two, looking for you, but you're right here. If I can't relate to you any more than who am I related to? And if this is the long haul, how'd we get here so soon? Did I close my fist around something delicate? Did I shatter you? And I'm sitting on a bench in Coney Island, wondering where did my baby go? The fast times, the bright lights, the merry-go. Sorry for not making you my centerfold. Over and over, lost again with no surprises. Disappointments, close your eyes and it gets colder and colder.
This entire thing is the chorus, apparently.
The sun goes
Interesting.
down.
Let's see how that progresses. Big guitar work. Okay.
The question pounds my head. What's a lifetime of achievement?
An actual feature. Okay, let's go.
If I pushed you to the edge, but you were too polite to leave me. Do you miss the rogue who coaxed you into paradise and left you there? Will you forgive my soul? You're too wise to trust me and too old to care.
'Cause we were like the mall all before the internet. It was the one place to be. The mischief that gift wrapped suburban dreams.
Sorry for not winning you an arcade ring. Over and over, lost again with no surprises. Disappointments, close your eyes and it gets colder and colder when the sun goes down.
Were you waiting at a road spot in the tree line by the gold clock? Did I leave you hanging every single day?
Were you standing in the hallway with a big cake? Happy birthday. Did I paint your bluest skies the darkest gray? The universe away. And when I got into the accident, the sight that flashed before me was your face.
But when I walked up to the podium, I think that I forgot to say your name. I'm on a bench in Coney Island, wondering where did my baby go? The fast times, the bright lights, the merry-go. Sorry for not making you my centerfold. Over and over, lost again with no surprises. Disappointments, close your eyes and it gets colder and colder when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, the sight that flashed before me was your face. When the sun goes down, but I think that I forgot to say your name. Over and over, sorry for not making you mine, making you mine, making you my centerfold.
Okay, 1 minute. We need to chat because I just thought I'd look like sure. I was thinking sure this is one of the highest rated ones on the album. No, this is an 85. This is one of the lower ones so far. You lot are waffling. That's the best song on this album by quite a distance. I know. I have a weakness for deep, high vocal melodies and duets, especially like back and forth style duets. And there's many examples of that in my musical past where I love those kinds of songs. And I also enjoy a duet that isn't a love song. I know it's about love, but it isn't a love song. They're not declaring love for each other. They're declaring, oh yeah, you for each other. I think I'm gonna go 88. I held down Alt. My hotkeys to do this are Alt 1 and Alt 2. Alt 1 is camera on, Alt 2 is camera off. I wonder what Alt 8 is, because whatever it is, I just did it twice. Let's just check, shall we? Let's just make sure that all the audio and everything is still on. It appears to be. Hopefully that's not the end of the video. Still recording? Yeah, okay. Right. if from now on the video's fucked in some way, I'm gonna be so annoyed. We're into the final stretch though. Last 6 songs. And we are now through the part of the album that the consensus seems to think is the weaker part. And we're into high 80s and then a 90 at the end with Bon Iver. Oh no, an 80 as well with Closure. I don't know. I'll make my own mind up. Next song is Ivy, track number 10. This has flown by again. How long have I been recording now? Almost an hour. That's flown by. Ivy.
How's one to know? I'd meet you where the spirit meets the bones, in a faith forgotten land. In from the snow, your touch brought forth an incandescent glow, tarnished but so grand. And the old widow goes to the stone every day, but I don't, I just sit here and wait. stop you putting roots in my dreamland. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. I wish to know the fatal flaw that makes you long to be magnificently cursed. He's in the room. Your opal eyes are all I wish to see. He wants what's only
Sorry.
yours.
I recently did
Goddamn,
Hinder's album. It's on the channel. If you're on Kobe, it's on the channel tomorrow. If you're on YouTube, it's on the channel 6 days ago. And their biggest hit expresses the same thing. Way, way worse. This is a lot better than Lips of an Angel by Hinder. That song's fucking dreadful.
Time is near. What would he do if he found us out? Crescent moon, coast is clear. Spring breaks loose, but so does fear. He's gonna burn this house to the ground. How's one to know? I'd live and die for moments that we stole, unbegged and borrowed time. So tell me to run, or dare to sit and watch what will become, and drink my husband's wine. Oh, goddamn, my pain fits in the palm of your freezing hand.
Sorry.
Taking mine, but it's been promised to another. Oh, I can't stop you putting roots in my dreamland. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. And I'm covered.
Now there's like a lead guitar way in the back. Bring things forward, show them off.
So yeah, it's a fire.
Don't bury it like that, it's
Blaze in the
weird.
dark and you start.
On worse speakers, if you're listening to this on your phone speaker or your laptop speaker, you won't hear these things I'm referring to. They're so far in the back of the mix.
It's the goddamn fight of my life, and you started it. Oh, I can't stop you putting roots in my dreamland. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. In you.
I'm gonna go 80 for that. I thought that was really, really nice. An unconventional love song, an unconventional way of expressing, you know, I want to cheat on my husband with you. But you know what I mean? It's like forbidden love. But I thought it was really poetic, really nicely put. I thought the music was great, apart from that weird lead guitar that didn't come forward at all. Yeah, 80. Good, very good song. Excellent song. Cowboy Like Me.
And you asked me to dance, but I said dancing is a dangerous game. Oh, I thought this is gonna be one of those things. Now I know I'm never gonna love again. I've got some tricks up my sleeve. Takes one to know one. You're a cowboy like me.
Okay.
Never wanted love, just a fancy car. Now I'm waiting by the phone.
She's saying this about herself. That is a lie. She loves love.
You had some tricks.
Who's the feature?
Up your sleeve. Takes one
Okay.
to know one. You're a cowboy like me, perched in the dark, telling all the rich folks anything they wanna hear, like it could be love. I could be the way for it, only if they pay for it.
can now request me to listen to more if you like.
Hustling for the good life, never thought I'd meet you here. It could be love, we could be the way for it, and I know I'll pay for it.
There, now the lead guitar's forwards. Why not do that last song? It's nice, it sounds good. Ooh. Yeah, tell him. Go on.
You're a cowboy like me, perched in the dark, telling all the rich folks anything they wanna hear. Like it could be love, I could be the way for it, only if they pay for it.
That's a great line.
You're a bandit like me, eyes full of stars, hustling for the good life. Never thought I'd meet you here. It could be love, we could be the way for it, and I know I'll pay for it. And the
How much
skeletons
longer?
and both
Oh, there's loads left on this song. I thought it was ending. We're only just beyond halfway.
And the old men that I've swindled really did believe I was the one. And the ladies lunching have their stories about when you passed through town. Oh, that was all before I locked it down. Now you hang from my lips like the gardens of Babylon, with your boots beneath my bed. Forever is the sweetest haunt. I had some tricks up my sleeve. Takes one to know one. You're a cowboy like me, and I'm never gonna love again.
Sure you're not.
Never gonna love again.
There's still 30 seconds. I can share my thoughts again at the end and the outro. Great story song, great character song. Love the little country influences. I'm looking at the camera like you can still see me again. I keep doing that. 82, really good song, one of the better ones. 83 actually, 83. Long story short, and it is kind of short, 3:35. That's relatively short for a Taylor Swift song. David Gray? Who's David Gray?
Faithfully, I tried to pick my battles till the battle picked me. Misery, like the war of words I shouted in my sleep. And you passed right by. I was in the alley, surrounded on all sides. The knife cuts both ways if the shoe fits. Walking it till your high heels break. And I fell from the pedestal right
I like the sound of this.
Long story short, it was a bad time. Pushed from the precipice, clung to the nearest lips. Long story short, it was the wrong guy. Now I'm all about you. I'm all about you, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm all about you, right? Yeah, yeah. Actually, I always felt I must look better in the rear view. Missing me at the golden gates they once held the keys to. When I dropped my sword, I threw it in the bushes and knocked on your door. And we live in peace, but if someone comes at us, this time I'm ready. Cause I fell from the pedestal right down the rabbit hole. Long story short, it was a bad time. Pushed from the precipice, clung to the nearest lips. Long story short, it was the wrong guy. Now I'm all about you. I'm all about you, right? Yeah, yeah.
Halfway again and now we're back to the
I'm all
bridge.
about you. No more keeping score. just keep you warm. No more tug of war. Now I just know there's more. No more keeping score. Now I just keep you warm. And my waves meet your shore ever and evermore. Past me, I wanna tell you not to get lost in these petty things. Your nemesis
She's addressing
will
past me.
defeat
Gotcha.
themselves before you get the chance to swing. And he's passing by, rare as the glimmer of a comet in the sky. And he feels like home if the shoe fits, walking it everywhere you go. And I fell from the pedestal right down the rabbit hole. Long story short, it was a bad
There's the flipped chorus. I've been missing the
Pushed
flipped
from the
choruses.
precipice, climbed right
I
back
like a
up.
flipped
Long
chorus.
story short, I survived. Now I'm all about you. I'm all about you.
Lovely. Lovely song.
About you. I'm all about you. Yeah, yeah. I'm all about you. Yeah, yeah. I'm all about you.
The reason I've stopped pausing at the end of songs towards the end is because I don't necessarily have that many new things to say. Like I feel they're similar to long story short to what I've already said in songs like Gold Rush, 'Tis the Damn Season, stuff like that. And I'm talking through the songs as well. I don't know. It's a criticism I had of mine on previous videos where I felt like I had to pause after each song and say something different, and so therefore just kind of waffling bullshit. So if I don't have anything new that I want to input, I'll just let it run. Marjorie.
Never be so clever, you forget to be kind.
Okay.
And if I didn't know better, I think you were talking to me now.
Aaron, dude.
If
Stop
I
burying the drums
didn't
so
know
low that I can
better,
barely tell they're there. It's weird. It's such a strange
think
thing
you
to
were
have
still
done.
around. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead. You're alive in my head. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead. You're alive, so alive. Never be so polite, you forget your power. Never wield such power, you forget to be polite.
Don't like the verses. I think they're
And
You
if
know.
I didn't know better,
pretty empty.
I think you were listening to me now.
Is this the one that is 80?
If I
No.
didn't know better, I think you were still around. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead. You're alive in my head. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead.
Here we
You're
go.
alive, so alive.
Oh, here we go.
The autumn chill that wakes me up. You love the amber sky so much. Long limbs and frozen swims. You'd always go past where our feet could touch. And I complained the whole way there. The car ride back and up the stairs. I should have asked you
Okay.
questions. I should have asked you how to be. Asked you to write it
Did her
down
father
for
die
me.
or mother?
Should have kept every grocery store receipt, 'cause every scrap of you would be taken from me. Watched as you signed your name, Marjorie.
I should have guessed
All
that
your
from the title,
closets of
shouldn't I?
backlogged dreams, and how you left them all to me. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead. You're alive in my head. What died didn't stay dead. What died didn't stay dead. You're alive, so alive. And if I didn't know better, I think you were singing
I'm pausing
think
off
you're
this one.
still around. I know better, but I still feel you all around. I know better, but you're still around.
Actually, this time, once I kind of this part kind of sank in, and I understood what the song was, it made more sense to me. I still think these kind of platitudes that presumably Marjorie used to say to her, whether that's mum or grandmother, they could probably be worked in a little smoother. I will pause. And dude, Aaron, mate, when she said, if I didn't know better, I think you were singing to me now. It didn't need like a ghostly noise after it. She doesn't mean it in like a spooky horror way. She means it in a nice way. But they're the only real negatives to that song. I've always had a soft spot for like grandmother. Okay, I've always had a soft spot for like send off, someone died songs, especially when they're not too sad. Sounds like a weird thing to say, but I don't know. Like when they're really like gut wrenching, it's just kind of horrible to listen to in a way. But when there's a tone of happiness and fond memory, fond farewell to it, it's a lot nicer to listen to. Tis the Damn Season and Cowboy Like Me are both 84. I don't think it's quite as good as those, but I'm going to put it 1 point below. I'm going to go 83. All right. Last two tracks. The one that people seem to like the least, but still give it 80 out of 100. So that's still very good. That'll be the best song on a lot of albums. And then the one that people say is the joint second best. And features Bon Iver, who I've already said is the only artist I've ever given a 94 to, and I've never given anything higher. Let's go. Closure first. Three people to produce a song is probably one too many.
And seeing the shape of your name still spells out pain. It wasn't right.
This doesn't work. Yeah, I can see why this is the one that is the lowest.
Looks like you know that now. Yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing better. It cut deep to know you're right to the bone. Yes, I got your letter.
No.
Yes, I'm doing better. I know that it's
Sorry.
over. I don't need your closure. Your closure. Don't treat me like some situation that needs to be handled. I'm fine with my spite and my tears and my beers and my candles. I can feel you smoothing me over. Yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing better. It cut deep.
I can see what they're going for.
To the bone. Yes, I got
But in 2020, this is what Bon Iver was doing.
I know that it's over. I don't need you.
But nothing on the previous 13 tracks has been anything like this, really. And it's kind of come out of nowhere. And Taylor's part in it, the piano, the vocal, the lyrics, does not fit at all with whatever's going on.
I know I'm just a wrinkle in your new life.
Swing and a miss.
Iron it out so nice. Guilty, guilty. Reaching out across the sea that you put between you and me. But it's fake and it's oh so unnecessary. Yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing
There's no-
better. It cut deep
There's
to
no
know
correlation
you're
between the
right
two
to
parts of this
go.
song, and it's
Yes,
not like
I
it's one part
got
than the
your
other. They're playing at the
letter.
same
Yes, I'm
time.
doing better.
It is literally
I
like listening
know
to two
that
different songs
it's
at the same
over.
time.
I don't
That just
need
happen to be the
your
same tempo.
closure, closure, your closure, your closure.
Well, it's time. I think it's time to just quickly check another thing. Let's hit save. Let's come out of this. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Because I rated this 72, which is way higher than what people have since told me that the reason why the average on here will be so low is because of people who hate trans people and women and gay people and, you know, original thought, stuff like that. Trump supporters, basically. If you're a Trump supporter in watching my video and you're offended by that, fuck off. Good riddance. Anyway, I just want to see. Yeah, I just want to see. In fact, sorry, there's no Trump supporter still here, is there? Because I did the fucking trans support t-shirt at the beginning. They'll have left then. Anyway, the lowest I've given any of her songs so far, 51, The Alchemy. Oh, there's a lot of comments on this video about that. I don't know who Travis Kelce is, so and a lot of you have told me. Yeah, doesn't matter. So 51, so it isn't going to be my lowest rating, because I did think it was better than 51. I just wanted to see if it was going to be the lowest. I thought that was really bad. Like, is it above? In fact, it might be the lowest, because wait, is it? For those of you who haven't watched the Sleep Talking videos on the channel, and I doubt there's too much crossover between the two audiences, there's a song of theirs called Past Self, which is just so bland and crap that I said it's going to be the measuring stick for a 50 on the channel. It's such a nothing song. It just goes in one ear and out of the other without making any kind of impression. So that's why I decided a 50 is. So then to be above 50 has to be better than that. To be below 50 has to be worse. And actually, to be honest, I think it's worse. It's kind of similar. I think if you take out all the, for lack of a better term, noise core, and it's just the piano and Taylor's singing, I think it's a perfectly fine, another like mid-high 70s song, but that just detracts so much. It sounds so bad to my ear. If you disagree and this is one of your favourites, fair enough, but did not work for me at all. I'm going to go lowest. I'm going to go 48. That was bad. Bad. And let's follow it up, though, and end the album with what was possibly the best song on it. What's my highest rating so far? 88? Oh, yeah, Coney Island. That was great. So the next one with a feature, and hopefully a predominant feature, from my boy Justin. Let's see. Last track, Evermore. Just joking.
Grey November, I've been down since July. Motion capture put me in a bad light. I replay my footsteps.
I thought that might have been about being in the Cats movie, because that was around then, wasn't it? Also around 2020. Or was it earlier than that? Might have been earlier than that.
Address to the fire, and I was catching my breath.
In case anyone was wondering, there's no amount of money you can pay me to watch that film and review it. I'm not doing it.
And I couldn't be sure. I had a feeling so peculiar that this pain would be forevermore.
Is Catching My Death a thing that Americans say? I thought that was something that British grandmas said.
Guess I'm feeling onward.
So we're a month later. Yeah, okay.
Can't remember what used to fight for. I rewind the tape, but all it does is pause on the very moment all was lost, sending signals to be double-crossed. And I was catching my breath, barefoot in the wildest winter, catching my death. And I couldn't be sure, I had a feeling so peculiar that this pain would be forevermore.
Cannot think of all the cost.
Oh,
The things that will
beautiful.
be lost.
Great little change up.
Oh, can we just get a pause to be certain we'll be tall again? Where the weather be the frost or the violence of the dark days. I'm on waves of being tossed. Is there a line that I could just go across?
And when I was shipwrecked,
Think of all the costs,
I thought of you
all the things that will be lost now.
in the cracks of light.
Fuck yeah.
I
Well,
dreamed of
the
you,
last time I drank.
and it was real enough to get me through. I swear.
Oh, smooth. That was so smooth. We're 4 minutes in. That's gone very quick. That's song's nearly done. I was thinking, oh, we're going to go back up and back down again, but no, there isn't time. It's
And
over.
I was catching my breath, floors of a cabin creaking under my step. And I couldn't be sure, I had a feeling so peculiar, this pain wouldn't be forevermore. Evermore, evermore. This pain wouldn't be forevermore.
Well,
Evermore.
they followed up the worst song on the album with the best. And it's the highest rating I'm going to give to a Taylor song. Yeah, I'm giving it 92. I thought it was fantastic. The switch in and then back out of that middle section was so good. And even the sections separately were both fantastic. So 92. So these last two songs are kind of like pretty dramatic, like maybe even cancel each other out in terms of affecting the overall album score. Yeah, like I say, I'm not just going to add up and do an average. I think I hate to be like the same as what other people said. So like the average for this 87, 82, and I gave 84. The average for this 84, 81. I'm feeling like 82. And I hate to just track the same as what other people, what the consensus says, but it does. It's very similar to Folklore, a bit more electronic element, and also a bit less electronic element. There were fewer pads and synths, but there were more kind of, I don't know, almost like sampling maybe. I'm not really sure what it was. Some of it was good, some of it was really bad. One bit of it was really bad. We've talked about that. It's impossible. In fact, let's write that. It's impossible not to compare it to Folklore. And while it definitely is worthy of that comparison, it does fall. I can't type to save my life, by the way, if you're wondering why there's all this messing about. It does fall slightly short. And also, I'm looking at the keyboard like through the mic, which isn't. It isn't. Oh, sorry. For anyone wondering, that's not the best way to do it. And I've just hit back. No, I don't want to leave. Okay. I am a clumsy, useless fecker. It's impossible not to compare it to folklore, and whilst it definitely is worthy of that comparison, it does fall slightly short. 82. Bosh, bosh, lovely. That was a really enjoyable album again. They've all been enjoyable. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. It's a little bit confusing. Like there's an album in between the ones I've done. But like it doesn't look like I just wanted to do. I started with this because someone got really angry yesterday as I'm recording this in a comment saying like they quit after I said it was the latest effort before I'd even listened to a song. Latest effort just means it's the most recent thing that they've done. It doesn't. It's not an insult. It's just a term. But yeah, I wanted to start with that because it's the most recent album, and just it's the best picture of the artist that she is now. And then I wanted to do the critically acclaimed. Like if you look at on album of the year, they put these little tags on things for must hear, which to be fair, actually Midnight's had as well. But yeah, I wanted to do these two because they're the best critic and best user review albums. I don't know if I'll come back for any more. Part of me wants to do Reputation because I think I might hate it. But then I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if any of you pay me to do it. You can go on Ko-fi. You can do that if you want, if you're that interested. Yeah, back to the album page to end. Because this was another really good album. Well worth listening to. In fact, oh yeah, I'm going to hit favourite on Evermore for damn sure. That's coming back in. That's going in my regular rotation. And you know what? Actually, Coney Island as well. Both of the duets, I definitely have a soft spot for them. It's definitely a trick to get into my brain. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making it. So from me, Weston Charmaine, and from my channel founder, Trin Exists, until the future, drive safe and never get prepared to end the recording before saying it. Bye.